Hi, and welcome to this year's Women's History Month celebration here at Tallahassee Community College. I wish we could be in person, but this is a time of year we all cherish. And I can tell you that this year, like every other year before, we have some amazing women in our community and at our college that will be receiving the recognition they deserve. I love the theme this year about being essential. So we're recognizing and celebrating essential women. And so I hope this evening goes well for you. I hope you enjoy getting to know the women that we will be celebrating this evening. And thank you for participating.
Thank you, Dr. Murdaugh, for your welcome and continued support of Women's History Month at TCC. I'm Dr. Calandra Stringer, and I'm the Provost Vice President of Academic Affairs.
And my name is Heather Mitchell, and I'm the Vice President of Institutional Advancement here at Tallahassee Community College. So Calandra and I are going to be your co-hosts for the TCC Women's History Month celebration, because women what?
We rock.
We rock. So Women's History Month is a celebration of women's contributions to history, culture, and society. The first Women's History Week, did you know, was celebrated in Sonoma, California?
No, I had no idea.
In 1978.
Wow.
Do you think they were using wine to celebrate?
Probably
Let's
were.
go with they were.
Yes.
It's good stuff out there. In March of 1980, President Jimmy Carter, in his infinite wisdom, declared our first National Women's History Week. But I got to tell you, Congress finally got it together, and in 1987, they declared March to be Women's History Month because we deserve a month.
We do.
We actually deserve a year, but we'll take a month.
We'll take a month.
We'll take a month. So,
at Tallahassee Community College, our observances of Women's History Month began in the 1990s. Nancy Duff, Dr. Marie Louise Ellis, Dr. Juanita Williams, faculty members in the Social Sciences Division at TCC implemented yearly observation of Women's History Month. And because of their great efforts, the TCC's Women's History Month celebrations continue today.
despite the pandemic,
Despite it.
we are doing it anyway.
We are.
Women are no strangers to the concept of being essential workers. We know this.
That's right.
We're essential.
We are.
So, did you know that during World War II, the female labor force grew by more than 50%? And by 1945, women made up over 1/3 of the civilian skilled labor workforce. That's pretty awesome.
That is.
This experience motivated women to maintain the foothold that they had clawed to get during the war to expand their place in the workforce and in society as a whole. Prior to this, women had always been essential in the home, but now we knew they were also essential in the workforce.
So we're going to fast forward 80 years later, and now we see women in the U.S. as being more essential than ever. Tallahassee Community College would like to honor those women in our community who have served as essential women. And this year, we're honoring women who have helped those who have been ill, who have helped local businesses survive during this pandemic, who have worked to keep our children safe and fed, those who have served as mentors and pillars of strength to others, who have shown compassion and aid to those who have been in need, and who have answered the call to their community. It is our distinct honor and privilege to recognize our community honorees and students today.
This is so exciting.
I know, I can't wait.
Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. And when I tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, and the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
So, Calandra, do you know Lee Davis?
No, I don't.
You need to know Lee Davis.
I need to know her?
You need to know Lee Davis.
Okay.
So for the past 10 years, Lee Davis has served as the Leon County Director of Parks and Recreation. Her team stewards nearly 3,900 acres of parks.
That's a lot.
Right here in our community. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of growing grass and cutting
Yes.
stuff. That's a lot of
Yes.
fixing stuff. During her time at Parks and Recreation, she's done some pretty amazing things, but we're not surprised about this because she's a
Right.
woman.
That's right.
So, what has she done? She's brought online 5 new parks in our
5?
community. That's pretty awesome.
That is.
She's also secured the NCAA 2021 National Cross Country Championship,
Wow.
which is great for us at TCC because
Yes.
our female runners
Yes.
and male
Uh-huh.
get to participate in that. We are so excited today to honor Lee Davis with this award.
Being essential means to me, being a part of our community. And so public service for me and working with Leon County has been more of a calling than a job. And especially during the pandemic, being able to be a part of that solution and being a part of creating a space for people and families to get out and recreate and find some mental health during this crazy time that we've all been experiencing. And so I just feel really blessed that I've been able to kind of be the steward of public lands for Leon County as Director of Parks and Recreation, and very thankful that we have a community that has such terrific natural resources and invest in those resources.
Our next honoree is Talithia Edwards. She has a long record of serving Tallahassee. She currently is the executive director of the Hand Up Project, which is an anti-poverty organization serving families locally and statewide. Talithia founded the Greater Bund Neighborhood Association because she wanted to address the needs of her community. And after learning about the literacy rate and that it was at 22%, she founded the Leaping for Literacy program, and they provide financial incentives to students to meet their reading goals. Talithia is doing a great job in Tallahassee. She is serving on a lot of boards and committees, and we really want to honor Talithia Edwards.
She deserves that.
She does.
Well, there's so many wonderful, wonderful women in history that I would love to interview, but as I thought about that and all the wonderful things women have done in history, I think I would want to interview Harriet Tubman. And what I would ask her is, why? Why did you risk your life so many times to go back to save so many people? I understand as an African American woman, we've broken barriers and challenged status quos, right? And we've risked our lives so many times during the civil rights movement to help others. But why did she travel so many hours and miles on the road to save so many?
So excited to announce our next honoree, Miss Sherry Lynn Juwanter. And if I messed up your last name, I'm so sorry. Sherry Lynn began teaching in 1995, and she currently teaches first grade at Springwood Elementary School. In addition to her work in the classroom, she has served on so many committees and boards across Leon County. I know, right?
That's a lot.
How do you have the time to teach first graders and do that too? But she does, and she serves on boards like the Leon Classroom Teachers Association, the Title I Schools Advisory Committee, and one of my personal favorites, the Holocaust Education Resource Council.
Wow, she is amazing.
She's a little rock star, isn't she?
Is.
We're so excited to be able to honor you tonight, Sherry Lynn. Congratulations.
I teach, therefore I am essential. I have a t-shirt that I love very, very much, and on it says, I teach, what's your superpower? So I've always believed that, that teaching is essential. Because I have been teaching for 22 years, because I've been an early childhood teacher for so long, I am essentially building the foundations for our future. And what could be more important than that? So I spend a lot of time speaking up and speaking out for public school education. And if I need to have an even stronger voice, I'm showing up at the Capitol, I'm waving signs, I'm honking horns, I'm making phone calls, I'm showing up at school board meetings. And so I stay as connected as I possibly can to the work that I do, because I think that complaining is only the beginning. We have to use our energy wisely and put it to good use. So I stay sane by staying active and staying connected.
We would like to honor Kiera Jackson. She is a cardiac nurse at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, and during the pandemic, she has remained diligent to providing care for her patients. Kiera also serves as a youth advisor at St. Mary Primitive Baptist Church, and she participates in additional volunteering and mentorship programs for children, young adults, and the elderly. She has a passion for helping others through professional and volunteer work.
What inspires me when times get tough? I like to speak positivity to myself. Things like, this too shall pass, or God will never put more on me than I can bear. But sometimes I need the help of others. And I'm grateful that God has blessed me with wonderful family members and friends that I can go to provide me with education, to provide me with love, to provide me with assurance, to provide me with understanding or a listening ear when I need that too. Inspiration is found in many forms, and adversity was noticed not only in the pandemic last year, but throughout my life. And I'm grateful that God has instilled in me the ability to go to Him, as well as to utilize resources throughout the world.
Jennifer Leal, why do I not know you? We need to be friends. Jennifer is a custom web applications developer at FSU, which means she's way smarter than me. She's probably best known for her work, though, for the Tallahassee Foodies Facebook group. If you know, you know. Under Jennifer's leadership, the 26,000 member group gained national attention in 2020 when they did a member-generated list of Black-owned restaurants that went viral, sending a huge boost of business right here to our local food establishments, which is pretty great. So what was so cool about that was it got national recognition. Like, she was on the Today Show for what they did here in our community. I can't think of anybody who deserves that more than someone who shines a light on other businesses in our community, especially those in the restaurant industry that have had such issue with the COVID pandemic. Congratulations, Jennifer. We're excited to honor you tonight.
We're a group based in positive recommendations only for our local restaurants. And it's just surreal. We've been credited by the Tallahassee Chamber of Commerce, the Office of Economic Vitality, and even the Today Show for being considered essential to our local economy. What we do is, if you've gone to a restaurant and you like the food and the service, then you come into our group and you tell us all about it. We're recommendations only. And if we see the same establishment recommended again and again, then it's probably something that's worth spending your hard-earned money on. And, a lot of these restaurant owners are using our group for research and development. So they listen to what the people want, they give them something that's completely new to the market, and they see this sometimes a booming explosion, like a little lightning in a bottle moment at the group where they just go viral. And that exposure is helping so many restaurants not only survive these challenging times, but some are even thriving and opening new locations. So I come from a restaurant background, and from the bottom of my heart, I'm just very proud to be a part of it all.
I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or they fall down to their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
Our next honoree is Dr. Kristen Morgan. She is a board-certified adult gerontology nurse practitioner, another nurse. As the coronavirus swept through the country, Kristen played an essential role by speaking up about the dangerous conditions inside of the prisons for both the inmates and for her colleagues. She is the president of the American Federation of Government Employees Union, and she is the first African-American woman to hold this position. We honor you today.
Rock on. That's awesome.
It is.
If I had to pick one woman in history, well, first of all, there's so many women that I'd love to interview, but right now I would love to speak with Kamala Harris. She's the first African-American and first Asian-American female vice president of the United States. She's the highest female to hold an office in the United States, and that's absolutely amazing. And I would love to speak with her because I identify with her in that way, because I'm the first African-American female to hold the role of president of my union. And I would love to ask her, how do we continue to break those barriers? Now that we've made it, how do we make sure those little girls behind us can make it as well? And how do we make sure their futures are even brighter than ours, to make sure that the struggles that we had to endure to get where we are today, that they don't have to go through? And I'd love to see her take on that issue and how we could together, fix that problem.
Barbie Morrow, I was so excited to see your name in the list of honorees this year. If you don't know Barbie, she's been involved in lots of nonprofits throughout our community. She's a first-generation Cuban American, and she currently leads that awesome little coffee shop. You may have heard of it, Red Eye Coffee.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's awesome. And she has done such a great job in elevating what they do there. But the really cool thing about Barbie's work there is how she's been able to keep it moving through the pandemic. You know, lots of places were closed. They weren't able to do what they needed to do. But Barbie made sure that the pandemic did not impact her employees in a negative way, which then also impacted our community. It gave people a safe place where they could go if they wanted to gather. If you don't know Barbie Morrow, you should know her. She's done lots of amazing things for our community, and I'm so excited that we are honoring her tonight.
So when I think of the word essential, I think absolutely necessary, whether that's necessary to live, to thrive, to have positive impact. And so for me, the comparison that comes to mind is the idea of kindness and water. And so I believe that kindness and water are equally essential for different reasons. We owe it to each other to be kind, and I believe that every single act of kindness we do has the potential for a positive, greater impact, similar to how we could all just walk around and if we think of our kindness as just these singular drops of water, but multiple drops of water then have the power to create an ocean just filled with positive impact and kindness that then we can spread out to our community. So really, if you think about it, even on that scale, each of us are essential because we all have the capacity to have that individual drop of kindness to then join an ocean for greater positive impact.
Lizbeth Murphy serves as the Chief Executive Officer for the Early Learning Coalition of the Big Bend region. The pandemic caused many early childhood education programs to close. But what did Liz and her team do? They worked together to make sure 85% of the essential centers have now reopened in the Big Bend region. She is an enthusiastic executive professional who has held numerous positions at ELC, and she regularly volunteers her time to enhance services to our young children in our area. So thanks to you.
When times get tough, which they have, I remind myself of the whys. Why I do what I do. I do it because by advocating today for children in our community, these same children will in turn advocate for us in the future. Why is it important? It's important because I know that my blessings come from blessing others. This is something that is personal to me, and I keep it in the forefront of my mind when I'm working with my staff and others throughout the communities we serve. And why I have to push through. I push through because my dedicated staff depend on me and because our future generation needs us.
Earlene Preston is a food nutrition coordinator for the Leon County School District.
Wow.
She and I should be friends.
Yes.
She deals with food. I like food. I think it'd be a great little marriage there. So she began her career with the Leon County School Board in 1982, and today she oversees the daily operations and the nutritional excellence of 41 Leon schools.
Wow.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, teams under her supervision have safely provided tens of thousands of essential meals to on-site and remote learning.
That's a lot of meals.
That's a lot of meals.
That's a lot of
That's
meals.
pretty cool. But you know what I loved about her nomination the most?
What is that?
The lunch lady got recognized.
I know,
Like, how cool is that?
That is so exciting.
We are so excited to honor you tonight, Earlene Preston. Congratulations on your award.
What inspires me to keep going when times get tough is my faith and my family and my job. My faith is in God. And when times get tough, I rely on my Heavenly Father for my help. My family also support me. They give me love. They support love, encouragement. They are there with me for any time and tough time that I faced with. In addition to that, my job. My job helps to support me when I know I'm going through tough time doing things. It's given me the strength to help someone else. And I try to keep the impact and have that positive way.
Our next honoree is Julie Lander Smith. She has worked with the Salvation Army in Tallahassee since 2012, most recently in social services as a director and program coordinator, emergency disaster services director. She has produced an international Salvation Army human trafficking model for saving our youth, Faces of Human Trafficking. Now, it is in 132 countries around the world. She works tirelessly to reach, educate, and empower our community to make it a better place for all people. And this work is what makes Julie an essential woman.
That's pretty awesome, though.
It is.
Right here from little old Tallahassee.
Right here, 132 countries.
So maybe we should rephrase our earlier sentence that not just women rock, but Tallahassee women rock.
Tallahassee women rock.
Being essential means having the resources and the capabilities to meet the most basic needs of people, whether that's, a roof over their head, food, clothing, shoes, utilities so that they can cook. All of those things are essential. Health care when they're sick is very essential. But I also believe that each person, especially during this pandemic, has been essential to someone, to one or more people, whether that be calming your children and explaining to them what's going on and keeping things normalized for them, checking on your neighbors, the ones that are vulnerable, going and picking up their medications and taking care of them. I think everybody has done a great job at being essential on their own to someone.
Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's the arch in my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I am a woman, phenomenal woman, that is me.
We're now going to have a reading from one of my very favorite publications, the Eyrie. It's TCC's nationally recognized art and literary magazine. Faculty member Nicolette Costantino is going to introduce the reader.
Hi, I'm Nicolette Costantino, and I am the faculty advisor for TCC's award-winning student art and literary magazine, the Eyrie. I'm going to read a poem that was selected for publication for this year's magazine. The poem is written by TCC student Jessica Hinthorn, and the title is Mother's Lullaby. Afternoon sun breaks through the treetops, then disappears. Winds gust with the pulsing shade, blowing a crisp leaf across my page. Beaming its warm touch on my cheek, the sun peeks from behind a cloud. Carried by the breeze, nature sings her song of serenity.
Janiyah Davis is a second-year student at Tallahassee Community College. She is a leader in the classroom and in the field as well. Janiyah has been an honor student each semester and was named to the NJCAA All-Academic Second Team in 2020. She is a leader in the community and she routinely actively volunteers with the TCC's Virtual Literacy Week initiative with Sable Palm Elementary School. Thanks to you, we appreciate all that you do.
How does she have time?
I don't know, and she's still a student. Gosh.
I'm a part of the softball program, and this is my second year here attending TCC. Something fun that I did over the pandemic was I taught myself how to skate. Something that kept me sane was playing softball. Luckily, we were able to come back this season and have an opportunity to play. The thought of success inspires me to keep going when times get tough. I am very fortunate to be where I am today, so why give up now?
Chloe Gerard is the president of Pride, TCC's LGBTQ+ student organization. So Chloe took over Pride her very first semester at TCC when no one else would step forward to lead this group. What's really cool about this is that she continues to be committed to the efforts of this group, supporting peers on campus, both virtually and in person, with meetings that she holds weekly.
Okay.
Chloe, thanks so much for your work as you do with our students. We appreciate you.
I think it's important for me to remember that everything's temporary, that I've been through tough times before and that the times aren't permanent. So it's good for me to remember that if I've gone through it before, I can get through it again, and
I am a resilient beast. I think I've really reconnected with meditation, yoga, art, and a couple of other things, but I think when we're so isolated, it's really important to find ways to stay connected with yourself while still maintaining those connections with other people as well. So yeah, those are some of the things.
Our next student honoree is Jayla Nikeo. She is a TCC peer leader, captain, and she oversees at least 5 other peer leaders by leading weekly meetings and trainings and tracking the hours along with their community service. Jayla is also the manager of the Talents Market here at TCC. Love it. It's a free on-campus marketplace for students experiencing food insecurity. She was also included in the African American History Month calendar. She is always the first student to volunteer, and she is one of the most reliable individuals that you can find. Thanks for all you do, Jayla.
And I would say what motivates me when times get tough is my family and God. My family always encourages me to work hard and to accomplish my goals. And also I have younger siblings who are following my footsteps, and I believe that I need to show them that you can accomplish anything you put your mind to when you're dedicated. What kept me sane during the pandemic is most definitely baking. I love to bake. I've always been baking since I was little with my grandmother, so I always love to try out new things and try out new recipes.
Chrissy Seymour graduated from TCC with an Associate in Science and Nursing degree in the fall of 2020. She passed her exam to become a full-on RN this last month.
Wow.
So that's cool, but that's not what's really cool about Chrissy. What's really cool about Chrissy is she's also a single mother of 3 kids. 2 of them have special needs. Wow. Chrissy is an active supporter of Tallahassee's local music scene, often photographing events and providing encouragement for our local musicians.
When does she have time?
I don't know. I really don't, but man, congratulations, Chrissy.
What inspires me most is probably my family. My mother has supported me and inspired me by herself being a single parent and working her way through college. My sister-in-law, she became a nurse first, and she helped me whenever I got stuck in my process. And my brother was definitely there to push me along whenever I needed extra encouragement. During the pandemic, I have taken a lot of time to go out to the trails in Tallahassee. They're very beautiful and offer a lot of different environments. They help to center me and kind of bring me back and ground me, and just kind of give me a sense of peace whenever it gets hectic and seems overwhelming.
Our next honoree is Skylar Weston. She's a sophomore at TCC and has been an integral part of the TCC theater program since her first semester at the college. This year, she is serving as the president of the TCC Student Theater Organization, and she has done an incredible job in that leadership role. Skylar had to take on a series of new tasks in addition to her usual stage managerial responsibilities, all of which she handled with ease and optimism.
I love Skylar. She's a pretty cool chick.
She is.
The main thing that's kept me sane during the pandemic is theater life here at TCC. The theater program is the only thing that's keeping me afloat right now. Having something to kind of focus on nonstop, keeping my mind off things, stuff like that. But honestly, to go back to any time during the women's suffrage movement and just talk to any of those protesters to see like what they actually felt in their heart, because I obviously have no idea what they had to go through at that time. I have so much more freedom than they did.
Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud.
I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair,
the palm of my hand,
the need of my cure.
'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally. Phenomenal woman, that's me.
Phenomenal Woman was performed by members of our forensics team here at TCC. Our award-winning forensics team.
Award-winning?
Our national championship forensics team. Right. It's always such a pleasure to watch these amazing students. Thanks to the team, but also thanks to John Schultz for leading such an amazing group of students.
We would also like to thank all of the members of the Women's History Month Committee for their dedication and hard work in putting this event together. So many people in the TCC community and family have been integral in coordinating this year's event. We appreciate all of you so much for joining us tonight, including you, Heather, for being our wonderful co-host for this YouTube premiere of TCC's Women's History Month 2021 event to celebrate and honor so many amazing women and their accomplishments.